over. Hello, lovely people. Welcome. Episode 17 of Waters of the Deep. We have a new introductory slideshow now, so we get to skip character introductions and not put players on the spot. But everybody say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, that's how we'll do introductions from now on. Works for me. We are missing Mike tonight. Not feeling well, unfortunately, and Katie's running a little bit late. So we will do our best, retcon where we need to, and go about life. So we left off all over the place. Uh, we've got Kit and Silt out on the docks, with Silt keeping an eye as Kit thrashes and destroys everything after a mysterious note she received. We've got Pearl and Silt in an alley near the Rusty Anchor, sleeping because they're not aware that the party just rented an apartment and they were extremely drunk.
Pearl and Gallon, not Pearl and Silt.
Yeah, that thing. What she said. Pearl and Gallon. Names escape me sometimes. We've got Odess in jail for a couple of
Time he didn't
charges.
commit.
Yeah, we'll see, bud. We'll see how your defense works. But in jail pending trial the next day. And we've got Taddy chilling at the top of the staircase leading to the group's new apartment. Kid and Silt, we kind of need Katie here for, so we'll retcon that one. We'll start with Odess. Mr. Odess. You have, Where's token? Oh, okay. So no token. But at some point through the evening, I know you had said you were going to start going to sleep and whatnot, but before you fall asleep, a guard comes in and kind of kicks the cage door to get your attentions. Hey, for your trial tomorrow, they want to know if you have any witnesses you'd like to speak on behalf of your case.
Witnesses to speak on behalf of my case.
No,
Well,
on your behalf during the case.
like to speak for me, or like what are we talking?
Do you have anybody that you would like to speak during your trial tomorrow? People you believe would help your situation.
Yeah, I will. I will ask for my friend Gallon to speak.
Anybody else?
Um, well, above table, I don't know what name Caddy's going by. He's not here for me to ask, so I can't really ask if he wants to speak. To be honest, but I would call for Caddy's character.
Okay. Anybody else, or just those two?
Just those two.
All right, I will make sure it gets relayed to the court.
Okay. Are you guys gonna give me anything about this, or tell me what's going on, or what? I mean, you
Ah,
guys have only told me what you arrested me for. You haven't done anything else. You haven't shown me anything. You haven't
look,
told
man,
me any details. Nothing.
I, I just guard the prisoners. I don't really know what's going on. All I can tell you, though, is whatever the situation may be, tell the truth.
Okay.
And he turns and walks off.
Well, that guy was a big help.
Taddy eventually gets tired of waiting outside and decides to pick the lock on the apartment. which, as the DM, I'm going to say is not an issue for him, because I'm not going to roll it. And he goes in, and you guys are... Goes in, takes a look around, finds a bed, and goes to sleep. Gallon and Pearl. Last time we left you two, Gallon, you were trancing, and Pearl, you were sleeping, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me look up the details on one thing real quick. Pearl, I'm going to have you roll a D100 in the chat box. If it's above 50, you are asleep, and if it's below 50, you are still awake.
$69.
Okay, so
Nice.
you are asleep.
Nice.
Nice.
You say she's awake?
No, she is asleep.
Oh. Damn, it was that good, huh?
Not good.
All right, give me 1 second here. Okay, Gallon, make a perception check for me.
Roll 10 dice.
Beautiful. Still a little drunk, but you hear. You can hear some conversing coming from around the corner. Draw an arrow here. This way. In common, but all you hear is, "It's over here. It's close. I can smell it."
I think he's trying to say you need to take a shower.
I will kind of sneakily crawl over the roof and see if I can get a good look at anything.
Okay, make a stealth check. Come on, that one. You take that first step and didn't see a loose shingle that then slides clinkering down the roof, falls, and just barely misses Pearl's head. Pearl, I need you to make a perception check at disadvantage.
DM, are they still intoxicated?
They are.
Oh, okay.
You wake up to the crash as this this roof tile smashed right next to your head.
What the heck just happened? Gallon?
I looked at it for like,
Gallon, are you here?
yeah, shh, go back to sleep.
Make a perception check, Pearl. Just a regular one. You did not hear Gallon. You're 30 feet up on a roof and you just whispered, so.
Damn it.
Gallon!
Yes, I'm here. It's fine.
Are you? Another perception check.
As you call out, two individuals step around the corner. The
Oh,
first
shit.
one is a halfling. The second is a half-orc. The half-orc is 7.5 feet tall. Battle scars all over his body. Beard and man bun. Kind of snarling as you step around the corner. The half-elf is a female. You know, your standard 4 foot tall, wearing a hood. Can't quite make out her face, but you can tell by her figure that she's a female. And as she steps around the corner, she kind of sticks her nose up in the air and just... See? I told you we were close, Garash. This is the one. And they both take a step forward. Is there anything you two would like to do in this moment as they kind of take a step forward to keep you from being able to run out of the alley?
I am going to try and reach, like, jump down to that lower ledge here.
Okay.
And reach down to help Pearl get up to the roof.
Okay, so that's not a lower ledge. The roof is all the same elevation, so you'll still be 30 feet up.
Mm.
Um,
Can I look at them and say, like, hey, you know what? I don't know who you guys are looking for, but we are not them.
yeah, I'm gonna play dumb. Like, I just woke up, so I'm gonna play the whole, I don't know. You got the wrong people. I don't know why you guys are looking at us, or you definitely got the wrong people.
Like, we just had too much to drink and we're just trying to sleep it off. Please continue on your way. We don't want any problems. Just keep going.
The half-orc Garash looks up at you, Galen, and goes, "This doesn't concern you, elf." As the halfling takes another half step forward to you, Pearl, and goes, "We are of the Order of the Alari. We are tasked with hunting the monsters that hunt others. And you are the one we're looking for." Go ahead and you two roll initiative.
Shit.
See what you did, Pearl? It's all your fault.
All I heard was,
Let me clear these initiatives. Okay. One second. Just making sure shit's set up. Okay. Alright. So we are going to start here with the halfling. The halfling undoes her cloak and kind of takes it off and throws it on the ground. And you can now see she is riddled with claw marks and scratches. The other big thing of note is her ears. Aside from the typical kind of almost elvish pointed ear that you would see on an elf, these ears are more cat-like, if that makes sense. There's not a huge difference, but there's a little bit of a difference. Hi, Katie.
Hi. Oh, wait.
Are you here? Are you? Yeah, we can hear you. Are you here, or are you still driving?
I am driving. I'm leaving work.
Okay. Sounds good. Pearl and Silt are just getting into a little bit of a mess in the alley. These are members of the Order of the Alari, and they have been looking for Pearl, specifically monsters who hunt other beings.
Huh.
So they're dealing with that right now.
Okay.
Little time filler while we wait for you. So the halfling gets to go first, and she takes off her cloak, revealing what she looks like, and very war-torn type individual. As a bonus action, you will see her then... Oh, and it's going to be retarded on me. Bear with me. she shifts form into a lichen of sorts, but this is like a half human, half shark kind of shift. She doubles in size, so she is considered a medium creature now. So roughly your size, Pearl, but her muscle mass is increased and very shark-like. And she is going to... Oh, why is it being a pain?
I fucking know what this is.
No, you don't, actually. Well,
Oh,
you might.
man.
You might. I'll give you a might.
It's just what I think it is. That's awesome.
I don't know why it's being retarded. Hold on. I thought I had this all sorted out. Apparently not. There we go. But she is then going to step forward, and she is going to take 2 swipes at you. A 1 misses, and a 2 misses as well. That will be her turn. Garash is going to take a little bottle off of his belt and throw it back into his mouth real quick. That is going to... which one was it? Bear with me. As he drinks that potion, you see his muscles swell up into a much larger size. And then he is going to take a little blade off his belt. And I mean, this thing's small. It's like a butter knife. But he is going to run it along his forearm, drawing blood. And then he takes the blood and kind of does like the Viking war paint thing down his face, smearing the blood. And as he does so, he will recite an incantation. And as he recites the incantation, I need to set these guys up better. I'm sorry. Bear with me.
No, you're fine.
As he recites the incantation, the blood glows. And Pearl, you start to glow as well.
I'm a glow stick. Got it.
Not quite. It's kind of like the dull red glow when you use your lay on hands, Pearl. That's kind of what it looks like. But that will end his turn, and Galen, you're up.
Fuck this. I'm going to use Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Pull it up. I'm going to target Gorash.
All right.
So I drop a Hunter's Mark on myself, correct?
Give me 1 second. I got like 5 sheets open. Let me
No worries.
see. Hunter's Mark. Okay, so that's the damage for Hunter's Mark. So you drop it on yourself before you go to roll damage.
Okay. I will do my best. And then I'm going to attack with my long...
You said you were marking Garash, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will put a note on his effects so we know that he's the one that's marked. Okay, go ahead. Almost a crit.
Darn it. And then I get to go one more time. Oh my god.
Yeah, just missed. The arrow you shot hit like the steel ring around a barrel that's right around the corner and shattered. That arrow is no longer recoverable.
Okay. I guess that is my turn. Wait, I have bonus action or some other action?
I think it was your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
Can I at least just blow the horn in my bag?
Let me see. I didn't know you
Small,
had
small half a movement to pull the horn from my bag.
Hold on. Let me. Where's this horn?
It should be there.
I don't see a horn in your inventory at all.
But I had one. I've used it before. It was the item you allowed me to select when we started. Oh shit! All right, I guess not.
Well, I'll put it on there because I vaguely remember that conversation. Yeah, I'll say since you didn't move at all, that'll be your entire movement is to pull out the horn and blow it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna blow it as hard as I can and hope that anybody around us, civilian or friend, finds us.
Kit, go ahead and roll a perception check at
Okay.
disadvantage because you're raging around.
Yeah. Well, we all knew that was gonna happen.
Okay. Pearl, go ahead.
I'm gonna attack this beautiful Hesserin.
You don't
with
know
my
her name
trident.
yet, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing, this weird-looking shark face bitch, with my trident.
All right.
Shark face, bitch.
Shark face looking ass. Oh no.
That one
Or
misses.
yes.
Nope, that missed.
Great.
Do you get 2 attacks yet, or are you not high enough level? I think that's level 5. Okay. You still have a bonus action and movement.
Can I try to get on higher up where Galling is?
You'll take an attack of opportunity, but yeah.
Yeah. Climbing up like a spider.
Still misses. Okay. So you can go 30 feet. So you're going to be right there, like right at the corner edge of the roof.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
All right. He is okay. Kit, as you're raging, Silt runs up, grabs you, looks you in the face, and goes, "That was Gallon's. I'm in trouble, Horn. We need to go." And turns and starts taking off down an alley.
I will follow.
Okay. That will bring us back around to the top of the order. Hesserin. Look one thing up on this. Okay. The halfling, now wereshark for all intents and purposes, reaches across her forearm and drags her claws, producing blood, and does the same thing that you saw Gorash do. Takes the blood and kind of like wipes it down the front of the face, reciting an incantation. And as it does so, Pearl, I need you to make a strength saving throw. Awesome sauce. And this is... Okay, so we'll take 3 there. As you get to like the edge of the roof, you feel all of your muscles lock up. And you are... For intents and purposes, you're grappled. Your speed is reduced to 0, and you cannot use reaction. So, like, it's your leg muscles that are locked up.
Okay.
Okay. Just making sure I got everything right there. That is its bonus action. It is going to... She is going to reach into her bag and pull out a rope. Garash is going to step up to here. And... Beautiful. So Kellen, because you're watching what's going on, you see Garash, this muscularly inflamed half-orc, step up, and you wouldn't think that he'd be able to reach Pearl 30 feet up in the air, but you see him, like, squat down, and his leg muscles tremble and swell, and he just bursts straight up through the air, bear hugs Pearl.
I was gonna say, before he gets her, is there any way I can intercede?
There, do you have something, reaction something? It would have to be a reaction that you could activate at any time, not when something affects you, because I don't think you do, though.
I can't even, like, jump out and try to, like, get in front of him.
You know what? I'll give you... If you wanted to, like, dive off the roof and try to smack into him to keep him from grabbing her, I will say let's do it. Because technically, every turn in a round happens simultaneously.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So...
Well, this amazing thing is happening. Pearl's gonna be... Galen! Just wanted everybody to, like, realize the moment and what's happening right now. Okay, sorry.
So, Galen, I need you to make an acrobatics check. And what this is you are timing the jump to... Are you trying to hit him, or are you just trying to get between him and her as he jumps up?
I want to, like, jump off the roof as I, like, notice him coming, and, like, his mid-jump to get to her, I want to, like, meet him and try and, like, at least, like, bear hug him to prevent him from grabbing her.
Okay, so you're trying to collide with him so that he can't get to her.
Yes.
Okay. So you won't be able to grapple him, but give me an acrobatics roll, and let's see if you time the jump right.
Please. Please.
That is exactly what you needed.
Shut up!
Let's go!
Tarzan over here.
So you...
This fucking little elf flying through the air, man.
You leap off the roof, colliding with him mid-air. You both fall to the ground, taking 11 points of damage each from the fall,
That's fine.
and you are both currently prone on the ground. He has just enough movement left. He is going to stand up. And he's going to look down at you and go, I told you not to get involved, elf.
And,
And
she's
that
my
is-
friend, Elf.
And that is his turn.
This close, I am going to attack. I'm going to say what I said, which is she's my friend, you big oaf. And then
You're
I'm
still
going
prone,
to-
so half your movement to stand up if you want. And I'll also remind you that ranged attacks within 5 feet of the target are at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be... I'm just trying to think of... trying to be crafty.
I mean, it's 15 feet of your movement to stand up, and you've got your short sword on your hip, so you can draw your sword and go to town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
without
I'm going to have
costing
to...
anything.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to attack with my short sword.
You are standing up, right?
Yeah, I'll take 15 feet of that movement. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so you're standing, sword drawn. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Misses for sure.
Yeah.
That's okay. I did my main job, which was I'm trying to get this big elf away from her.
Okay.
Okay,
Is that it?
that's my
that it?
that is my turn.
All right. Pearl, you are up. You cannot move or take reactions, but you can still take actions and bonus actions.
Can I use Hellish Rebuke?
They didn't hit you. That's a reaction spell. You can only cast that when you're
God
hit.
damn it. Okay. I know I cannot move my legs, but can I use my trident and try to like make sure that it kind of gets him somewhere? Hopefully the neck or the
So,
head, which is what
you
I'm aiming for.
You still have your action and bonus actions. You can still throw your trident, swing with your trident, use your pistol, cast spells, whatever. You just can't move and you can't take reactions.
Okay, then in that case, hold on. Let me rephrase what I just said, because then if I lose it, that's gonna be a problem because I can't move for shit. I'm gonna use... Can I use my pistol?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot at his head. Middle of the forehead.
Okay, so a targeted strike, a specific shot, is at disadvantage. But if you hit, does extra damage.
Let's go, disadvantage.
Okay.
Please be good.
That misses. Galen, as you finish your swing with the short sword, you see the bullet impact the deck right next to your foot. And you kind of, the fuck?
I'm sorry. I was aiming for his fucking head.
You don't have to apologize to me. I also shot you with an arrow to the back of your head. So, like, it would be karma. It'd be good.
Let's not talk about that right now, honey. Let's just focus on killing this shark freaking mother looking ass, and then we'll talk about it.
Anything else for your turn, Pam?
Well, I can't really move. Right?
Nope. You still have a bonus action. I don't know if you have a spell you wanted to cast or anything.
So if he tries to hit me or touch me now, at that moment I will say I want to use my Hellish Rebuke and then wait till my turn to use it.
Because of the Blood Curse of Binding, you cannot take reactions. So you won't be able to use Hellish Rebuke until that curse is gone.
Got it. Okay. Then never mind. No, that's all for me right now.
Okay, make another strength saving throw.
Stupid curses. I'm telling you.
Okay,
Yeah, that's great.
You are still cursed.
Okay.
Let me check. Okay. So that'll bring us to the top of the round. The halfling is going to turn around and take a swing at you, Galen. Hits. And I think... No, okay. That's something else. That's 5 points on the first swing, and he's going to do it again. She's going to do it again. Hits again. That's her turn. Garash. Garash is going to try to throw you. So I need you to make either an athletics or acrobatics check. Your choice. All right. So he just kind of like reaches in, grabs you by the collar, says, "You should have stayed clear," and chucks you 10 feet this way. And then he's going to step back in here and end his turn. And it's your turn, Galen.
All right, I'm going to blow the horn again,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack the sharked one
All right.
with my longbow.
Okay.
Actually, no, not true. No. I'm
I was
gonna
gonna say,
attack.
that one's
Nope,
not hunter marked, so you will not get
Yeah.
the extra damage.
It's gonna be Garash.
That'll miss.
All right.
That one misses as well.
And then I'm gonna move a little bit over here. Oh, how fast? Just above table, out of curiosity, how fast does that boat open?
I think you can do it as an action.
Mm-hmm.
It should say under the description of the boat.
Hold on. Folding
Command
boat.
word. I don't think this thing was really designed to use in combat. I'm gonna
Let's not
say
do a fun fixedness here. And
I'm gonna say it's an action to speak the command word for it.
And she's 30 feet up, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just keeping it in mind.
Okay. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah, that'll have to be it because I think I used all my actions and movements. So.
Okay. Pearl.
And unless you're about to use the boat on a bonus action.
No, it'll be an action to do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna use command, and I'm gonna say to Garage to leave.
Oh, you do have command. Look at you.
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Get it.
Drop the save on him. He succeeds. Make sure you mark off a spell slot.
Yeah, I did. Can I reload my pistol this round?
Is that how we had your bonus action set up?
Yeah, I have to reload it every time before I use it.
I think we gave you the firearm specialist fighting style. You can ignore the loading properties of the firearm, and being within 5 feet does not impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls with the firearm. So you don't need to reload, actually.
Can I use my pistol as a bonus action?
It's still an action to shoot it. You just don't need to spend a bonus action reloading it anymore.
Okay.
Is that it for you then?
And that's it for my turn.
Okay, can make another strength saving throw. Okay. So as you finish up your turn, you like tense and flex your muscles, and your feet start moving again.
Beautiful.
Your turn is still over this round, but you broke free of that curse.
Awesome.
All right. At the end of the round, Pearl, you will see Taddy show up at the top of the hut there. Be like, heard the horn. What's going on?
I'm gonna say this. Well, technically, I'm gonna look at him, do this, and point down. And 2.
Got it. And then, Galen, you'll see Silt and Kit show up behind you.
What map are we on?
Rusty anchor map.
Okay.
Oh, sweet. Katie's here. I thought I was going to have to run Silt. So you two are actually just a little bit back. That's just where the map ends. So you're both about right there.
Right. Let's see. Taddy.
So Silt and Kit, go ahead and roll initiative as we start this next round.
Not great.
Not horrible. You'll both go right after they will. So the Wereshark will be up next, is going to throw its rope over your body. Actually, no, it won't, because it knows you're not marked anymore. It is going to turn and square up with you, Galen, and you're just gonna hear this like super guttural voice, just, you should really not get involved. And she is gonna take the dodge action, which just looks like she's prepared but not going to be aggressive against you. Grash is going to jump again. Beautiful. So Galen, you'll see him like squat down, his leg muscles tense up. Pearl, I need either athletics or acrobatics from you.
Okay.
Doesn't quite do it. So he jumps up, bear hugs you, and comes back down to the ground, still with you in his arms. So you are grappled.
Womp womp.
Which just means you can't move. You can do your reaction now the next time you take damage. You just can't move. That is going to end his turn. Kit, you're up.
Keep looking around. Perfect. She is gonna move her happy ass over here, and then she's gonna cast sleep onto Gorash.
Okay.
He has to make
Yeah, you should have the save to drop on him under the mag.
No, I just have the effect to make him unconscious.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is. Oh no. This is Sleep is different.
Was that sleep?
So you need to
Yeah.
roll. You
It's,
need to roll 5d8,
Oh.
and that's how many hit points worth of creatures you can make fall asleep within 20 feet of a point. So roll the 5d8, and I'll tell you if you get enough.
Okay.
You do not. Neither of them go to sleep.
Fucking fuck.
Which point did you select for that spell?
Directly in a straight line in front of me.
Okay, give me 1 second. Like centered on Garash?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me read the spell here. Okay, now I gotta look at this. Hold on.
Such a complicated spell for such a.
Little bit. And you are not immune to it. You just get advantage on it. Okay, so you point at Garash as you go to cast this spell, and Gallon falls to the ground unconscious, snoring.
Fuck me.
I'm a bugger.
Well, you
Does
know.
this-
I just. Shit. I'm gonna.
Because she has the Fey ancestry, but she doesn't have immunity to being charmed, just advantage on the saving throws from it.
Well, you know.
That's
I'm gonna.
And the spell is 20 feet on a point from a point you choose. And she's within that range. And she's got the lowest hit points.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for my action. For my bonus action, I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Pearl
Okay.
for funsies.
Alright.
And for that, I'm gonna say, "Go Pearl, kick his ass!" And that will be it for me.
Alrighty, that'll bring us to Silt.
All right. So I think I will stay hidden around this corner, tucked up between Kit and that. I don't know, what is that, like a second story balcony type
Yeah.
overhang thing? Yeah. Be in that corner.
So you want to get like right there?
Yep.
Okay.
And oh jeez, what have I seen? I've seen a grapple, right?
You actually haven't seen
didn't see
anything
any.
going on. As you move to that position, you can just barely catch a glimpse of a were shark. But you have no idea what else is around that corner from where you are.
See. How much interference from right there?
So if you took a shot at the were shark from there, it would be a -5 to the attack. But if you stepped out to shoot and then stepped back, which you have enough movement to do, it'll just be a regular shot.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna step out
Okay.
there, and fuck, it's not. Do a little bit of. Oh, you put disguises on here. That's awesome.
Yeah, I sent you a video on it yesterday, I think.
Oh, it's been a fucking crazy weekend.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
But
you
that
don't
way
know.
you can do it. You just drop the effect on yourself. It'll change your
Okay.
token, and then you remove.
Awesome.
There, I sent you a video explaining how to do it. But yeah, you just add and remove the effect, and it swaps your token out.
Okay. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the Were Shark.
Okay. That'll hit.
Hits. Wounded. Okay, I'll take wounded, and I'm going to. I don't know. I think I'm gonna like go back even further so he can't see me, unless he moves.
Okay.
And let's see. Shit, no, I'm not gonna. Not yet. I'm good. That's my turn.
Okay. So next up would be Gallon, who is asleep. Let me double check the spell, see if you get a save on that or anything. Nope, you need to be woken up.
Cool. I'll just keep napping here. That's fine.
Pearl, you are up, grappled, so you can still take your action, bonus action. You just can't move. If you want to try and break free of the grapple, you can spend your action to do that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to break free.
Okay. So you'll make either athletics or acrobatics,
Okay.
which is contested by his athletics. If you want, you have a D6 Bardic Inspiration die. You can attempt to roll against that.
Yes, I want to do that.
Okay.
What do I roll for that?
Just roll a straight D6 in the chat box, and we'll add it onto your
A
9.
D6. Okay. You know.
And it's
Yeah.
not going to do it. You are still grappled. You, like, wiggle
Okay.
and squirm and try to undo this half-orc who's got you bear-hugged around the torso, and he's just not letting go. Anything for your bonus
Yeah.
action?
No.
Okay. That'll bring us to
That's it.
Teddy's turn. He is going to kind of slide down to the corner of the roof here. I'm not super familiar with how his psychic blades work, so he is going to pull an actual dagger out of his sheath and chuck it at Garash, which he should have had an advantage on that for the elevation. Alright, still missed. So Pearl, you see a dagger fly down, just missing Garash, and then disappearing into a wisp of smoke. And then a moment later, you see another one. And that one hits. He... Just make sure I think he does. Okay, yep, so he does get sneak attack on that. So this dagger just lodges into Garash's shoulder and then disappears in a wisp of smoke. And that will end his turn, bringing us back to the were shark, who turns to Garash and says, "It's too much. I've got her scent. We'll try again later." And is going to step over Galen's body to there. It's actually just gonna book it. Let's see, where was it here? 5, 10, 15, 20. Out and around the corner. Garash is going to let go of you, Pearl, and do the same thing. If you want to take an attack of opportunity on him as he runs, you can, Pam. Pam? Doing the dog thing real quick.
Yeah, puppy situation. Sorry.
Garash lets you go and is taking off down the alley with the wereshark. Do you want to take an attack of opportunity on him as he runs away?
Yeah, gonna shot him.
Yeah.
Having target.
You miss.
Been great tonight, guys.
Alright, so he books as well. Kit, it is your turn. So Galen had fallen asleep. You see Taddy throw 2 daggers, and then you hear the little back and the wereshark say, "This is too much. We've got her scent. We'll come back later." And they both take off down the alley.
I'm not gonna follow them. I'm gonna gently nudge Galen awake, and then I'm gonna walk off.
Okay. Gently nudging is enough to do it. So Galen, you are awake, lying on the ground. No clue what happened or how long you were out for.
As Kit's walking away, I'm gonna say thanks for coming at the sound of the horn. And then kind of make eye contact with Sylth and kind of like give a nod. And then I'm gonna look at Pearl and be like, so what happened? Where'd they go?
I have no idea. It happened so fast. I just tried to shoot at the weird guy that was attacking you, and he just ran off. They left. They said that they was too difficult and that they will come back later.
Well, at least that's not something we have to worry about for right now.
Yeah.
Who the
Thank
hell's
you
the
guys
Order
for
of the
showing up.
Atari?
This was very random.
Taddy does some like acrobatic shit and slides down a water pipe and lands on the ground next to you, Pearl. He's just kind of standing there looking at you, kind of like waiting for an explanation.
What you looking at me for? That's what she's gonna say to him.
Wondering, 1, what the hell that was, and 2, what the hell you did this time.
I'm gonna ask
Oh,
if any.
I'm sorry. I didn't do anything at all. We were here, and then they came to us, and they started attacking, asking for a monster. Mind you, I ain't no monster. So I don't know what they're talking about. And they started attacking Galen too for no reason.
I mean,
We didn't do anything.
yeah, they definitely came after us first.
But what exactly did... real quick, Kit, which way did you walk off?
I'm gonna go this way. Oh, nope, that's not that way. Not in the
Towards-
tab. Not in the
Okay.
the thing. Just that way.
When you come around that corner, they're gone.
I would have returned Galen's nod, looked quickly at Pearl and back, just flicked my eyes at her, and followed the big bodacious bard.
As you walk past the alley, Taddy sees you and goes, the apartment's unlocked.
And I'll wave at him and say, "All right, thanks, Taddy." Obviously, distracted.
Yeah.
Why would you thank somebody for that?
Okay. So back into the conversation now that movement's taken care of. Taddy will ask, what exactly did they say?
They said they were from the Order of the Alari. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard of them before.
Make a... For you, Galen, I would say make a history check with advantage.
Oh.
And I will do the same for Taddy to see if he recalls anything. Pearl, you can make a history check, just regular.
Okay.
Well, disadvantage because of your situation. So Pearl and Galen, you two don't recall anything. But Taddy will speak up and goes, well, the Alari are monster hunters. They, work primarily on Haven to hunt things that hunt civilized folk. And I don't mean to say it rudely, Pearl, but you do kind of fit the criteria of a monster that hunts civilized folk. It means
I am not a monster.
I know that, but they won't see it. What I'm getting at is you've clearly not been hiding bodies very well from your thirst, and they've caught wind of you. And if memory serves correctly, now they've got your scent, and they will be back.
That could be anybody just attacking anybody, maybe by the neck, maybe another animal, another creature. There could be so many different people that could be attacking.
It's late and we're in an alley. Let's go back to the apartment, and we can talk more there.
Yeah.
So Taddy will lead the two of you back to the apartment. Kid and Silt, what are you guys doing? Where are you going?
By this point, I would have gone, wait, the apartment's open? Under my breath, and then shook my head to myself and continued
on.
I'm just walking. Bart's still in the corner of the map. I'm like, continue.
That's my name reminder.
I'm gonna continue walking this way, but not in like a rage anymore. Just
okay. Silt, you're following, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay. We're on YouTube for the time being, so wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, Silt, you would notice that she's not thrashing anymore.
Okay.
Still fuming, maybe, but not thrashing, at least.
yeah, fuming, but not in a murderous rage. You don't need to follow me, you know.
I don't think of it as following, more as I'm going with you. In case you need anything.
Said you were tired earlier. You can go to sleep if you need.
I know I can. You okay?
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Kit is gonna hand Silt the note because she can't say it out loud.
I gave you an actual note, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will transfer that over to your inventory, Silt. If I can find it. Where is it?
I don't know if you put it in my inventory. I think you just translated it, but then it put it in the...
I think I wrote it in chat in a language that only you could understand. So
I
text
only
you.
understand common.
No, you speak more than just common.
No, I speak only common.
No, you speak Minotaur.
Oh.
You gotta scroll down.
It literally says on my okay, it says on my chat log I can only speak common, so that's weird. Didn't know Minotaur was a language. Well, then she will say.
I'm texting Katie. So
Okay, cool.
okay, you got it, Katie.
There it is. On internet.
Internet, so fun.
What would we do without it?
Sit here twiddling our thumbs like we are right now. Well,
And it was the slave girl that served you guys food and drink before and after your freedom fight that gave her that note while crying.
I do not see anything.
She
You
can
know
just
what?
say it. She can just say it.
I might be sending it to your old Facebook account.
Oh, that's funny.
Give me a second. That might be why you never got the video. Yep. There we go. Boom. That would explain, because you're usually pretty good about seeing stuff that I sent you.
There it is.
There we go. Now we're on it.
Oh.
Sent it to the wrong person.
No, I sent it to the right person, just the
It's wrong
wrong
account.
I
So-
will read that and I will look up at Kit and I will say, oh. I liked that guy.
I did too.
I'm gonna hand the note back if she wants it back. And I'll say, do you know who did that?
If I did, do you really think I'd be standing here twiddling my fucking thumbs?
Nope, I don't. Do you want space or do you want company? Right
I
now?
don't. I really, honestly don't give a rat's ass. If you want to leave, you can leave. If you want to stay and deal with these, whatever you want to call them, then go for it. I'm gonna put the note in my inventory.
Okay. Katie, I sent you the video explaining the disguises too, just for whenever you got time.
Okay, thanks.
It's not nice. Cool.
So I will just stay with her and I'm going to be quiet. And
Okay.
not like right up in her business, but there.
Okay. So just kind of like a comforting shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Comforting the shadow.
So you guys spend some time walking through the city. Meanwhile, Taddy takes Pearl and Gallon back to the apartment. Walks in. The purple lines on the left, that's the staircase that I completely forgot to add to the map before I uploaded it. That's my bad. But you walk in and you can see the apartment. It's got furniture, not the best constructed furniture. But other than that, it's pretty empty. He kind of shows you around this main room you're in. It's kind of like a common area. It's got a little cook stove fireplace, some shelves, and a table with some chairs. That first door just above Taddy here leads to a storeroom / bathroom of sorts. Some empty barrels and crates. There's also a rainwater collection system for fresh water in the corner. He shows this room and says it's probably the boys' room because there's only 3 beds in here, and then shows this room, probably the girls' room because there's 4 beds. And yeah, that's just about it. But he sits down at the table and kind of like motions for the 2 of you to sit, should you so choose.
Yeah, I'll sit.
Was there conversation about like,
Yeah.
hey, we got an apartment, or was it just like, let me show you to the
I-
apartment?
I was
Uh,
literally gonna
there
ask
wasn't.
him his apartment.
Nope, Pearl and Gallon were the only 2 that were not aware of the apartment.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, nice digs. Who arranged this?
Silt did. I contributed. It's 80 gold a month. We've got 2 months paid for, and we just need to let Agatha know in advance if we're gonna discontinue renting. But this is our place for now, permanently. Well,
All right,
semi permanently.
I will.
I have an emergency. I'll be right back.
I am going to contribute to that as well, but I'll do it once Silk gets here.
Yeah, Silt paid for it, so pay her.
Uh huh.
But after you both sit down, and I can fill Pam in on this off camera, he'll go to explain what he knows of the Order of the Alari, and that they are a group of individuals selected from a young age. To make a long story short, think The Witcher. You know, they take kids and they train them and they put them through trials and alterations to make them monster hunters, basically. And then they are sent out as basically monsters themselves to hunt monsters that hunt society. That's the easiest way to explain it, is they are witchers.
Okay.
He
I'm
doesn't
gonna
know a whole lot of details about the order other than, the broad strokes of what they do or what they stand for, basically. He does know that only members of the order know where they camp, like where their headquarters is. It's a very closely guarded secret. And that they work independently of any other organization. So they just exist and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Except behave.
Well, it sounds like this is going to be a problem for us in the future, but we should really just deal with one problem at a time.
I agree. Definitely should probably just be extra careful about Pearl's breakfast choices.
Agreed. We will address it as it comes up. But for right now, we got to figure out what do we do about Otis in jail.
Do you have any plans? Any ideas? You're still a little drunk at this point, Gallon. You're not belligerent anymore, but you're definitely still feeling it.
I am going to try and fix this. Go over to the fresh water over in that room.
Okay.
Chug a bunch of water. And then I'm going to are those crates in there just like supplies?
They are empty.
Okay. Regardless, I'm just gonna then head back to the kitchen area. I'm gonna pull some mushrooms out of my bag. It's like the only food I have.
Okay.
Let's hope
And I'm gonna skewer them on an arrow and cook
Which-
them in the fire.
So there is no fire burning currently.
Okay, then I'll take my
that's-
tinder start a fire.
Okay. So make a survival check first to start a fire.
Survival check. Oh, survival check. Gotcha, not a survival check. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, your coordination's just not quite doing it.
Ugh. All right, well then I'm just gonna get frustrated and sit back down, just be like, okay, what do we know
But
about?
Taddy walks up beside you and like takes the flint and steel and tinder and sparks it up and gets a small fire going.
I'm just gonna nod at Taddy and be like, thanks, and then I'm gonna skewer some mushrooms.
Okay. Which
And,
mushrooms? Because you have multiple types in your inventory.
I do. Ones that are safe to eat. Probably some red cat mushroom.
You need to make a nature check to see if you know which ones are safe to eat. Yeah, you're pretty sure all three of them are edible. They won't kill you. But the Boletus mushrooms are typically not eaten. They're used in potions and concoctions.
Yeah, I was gonna go for the polyport and the red cap.
Okay.
I'm gonna skewer some on 2 arrows. Some for me and some for Pearl. Kind of sober Pearl up a little bit.
Okay. Make some
Mushroom skewer.
skewers, there you go. The word escaped me.
I'll knock some of those off my inventory. Let's do 6 of those. 12. And 6 of those.
Okay. So you spend a brief moment roasting some mushrooms, and you give a skewer to Pam, or Pearl, rather. So both of you make a Constitution saving throw at advantage.
I'm gonna offer some to Taddy as well.
He politely declines. Okay. Pearl, you don't feel as intoxicated anymore. Galen, you just don't feel hungry or thirsty anymore. But you still feel a little woozy from the alcohol.
And getting tossed around like a rag doll.
Yeah, that
right.
probably didn't help.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Taddy, like, did we learn anything else from Distra, from Otis?
I'm trying to remember what he told you guys.
He hasn't told us because he was over discussing it with Otis about
Yeah, so he
trial.
fills you in on him and Silt talking to Gistra and the offer that Gistra made, which, if I remember correctly, was a series of jobs in exchange for dropping the charges, basically.
Indentured servitude.
Yeah, I was in indentured servitude.
No, it wasn't indentured servitude. It's not turning him into a slave. He would still have freedom. He could still go home and all that. It's just, you owe me basically a series of favors in exchange for dropping the charges.
She didn't say specifically how many favors.
I'm looking through my notes. I don't remember.
I don't think so. All right.
Real quick, above table, if that was the case, that might change things a little bit. Because you did say it was indentured servitude the last time.
No, I specifically remember clarifying last week that it was not slavery. It was a series of jobs in exchange for.
So it's really no different than what we did for like the apothecary woman, where we kind of like got goods. And
No,
then...
that was a contract. That was, you offered services. She said, "Yeah, go do this, and I'll pay you for it." You just worked out that the payment was potion she was gonna make off the stuff you collected instead of coin. This is Odes gets out of jail, but you guys have to do a series of jobs in exchange for that. Otherwise, there's a potentiality that he could be convicted and sentenced to time in the mine. which Taddy would be able to fill you in on somewhat of the legal structure. He's lived here most of his life. He would be able to tell you that, the court consists of 3 council members, one of them usually being the Lord Marshal. Not always, but usually. And they hear from both sides, and any witnesses that either side can produce. The arresting inquisitor also speaks in regards to their investigation leading to the arrest and any information they found along the way. They hear everything that both sides have to say. If it's a lesser crime, like nobody got hurt and it wasn't something super serious that was stolen, the council usually go, like before a sentence is given, they'll give the defendant a last chance to make a deal. Otherwise, they'll just move straight into sentencing. It's very much a he said, she said kind of situation. And if they can't get a clear-cut definition of the validity of both sides, both stories, there's a chance that they will call for a wizard from the academy to come in and produce either a zone of truth or a detect thoughts to determine if somebody's lying or not. They try to avoid that because there's costs incurred with it, but they do have that option at their disposal if they need to.
Mhm.
But convictions are either fine or time in the mine. If you get convicted to time in the mine, you can get early released by either having somebody pay the fine early, by sharing the sentence with friends, family members, anybody willing, or you can offer to go to the depths of the mine, which is a very, very dangerous place. There's something down there that likes to eat people, but that cuts your time in half by serving your time down there, or any combination of the 3.
And do we know how much the fine is, or is that determined case by case?
It's case by case. It's consistent with charges. Taddy is not familiar with the the fine to charge ratio, so he wouldn't know how much the fine could be in this case.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
I sent you a private message.
Yes, sir.
I'd feel better if Gistra laid out how many things we had to do for her, or if there was a time constraint on this deal. Oh, that's me.
I'm sorry, Gallon. What'd you say? I was texting Brad back.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I was just thinking I'd feel better knowing more specifics on if Gistra, like, if there's like a certain amount of jobs she wants done, because if you don't lay it out specifically, we could get ourselves into a deal where it's indefinite and we're constantly doing jobs for her.
Yeah. Taddy, through the course of explaining the conversation with Gistra, would have told you that she's offered until before the trial starts to reapproach her in regards to all that. Basically, there'll be a chance for you guys to talk to her prior to the trial, to ask questions, work out details, etc.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we should also wait to get input from Kit and Silt. I hope Kit's doing okay. She seemed kind of upset.
Pam, you're muted if you've been talking.
Yeah, I said I'm sorry. I came back and I don't know what just happened. 'Cause I kind of missed half of it.
We were just discussing
They were basically kind of recapping last week, because you and Gallon weren't you were drunk for all the information stuff. So Taddy was
Okay.
filling you in on the conversations that were had with Gistra, the legal process, what possible outcomes could be, and the offer that Gistra made, which was you run a number of jobs for her and she'll drop the charges, basically.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
and that
But
would so she would drop the charges, Otis would get out of jail, and then we could all go do the task together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but Taddy would know that situations like that are like an actual legal process. It would basically be like Odessa would be on probation, where he wouldn't be allowed to leave Haven except in the course of one of those jobs. He'd have to check in with the watch once a week until the jobs are completed, and there's like a... It's kind of like when you're on probation and you have to get the sheet signed by potential employers to show that you're looking for a job. It's kind of like that, where
Okay.
she would provide you with a written, you're going to perform this job. When it's completed, you sign it, she signs it, the watch signs it. It's like a process to ensure that justice is carried out.
And this is from this order of people that can decide that to me.
Well, Odess would have to be the one that decides it.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Also, did we ever had a conversation about the apartment?
Well, you're sitting in it right now, so yeah.
Right, but did we had a conversation how it came up? Like, cause yeah, like he gave us a tour or whatever, and like, okay.
He filled you in that Silt rented it for 2 months. It's 80
Okay.
gold a month. And if you want to contribute to give Silt money.
Okay, cool. That's all. Sorry, guys. I had an emergency.
No, you're fine.
Oh, good now.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's fine.
Thank you.
With that, Taddy stands up and goes, well, it's like late, so I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, and it looks like the girls aren't coming back just yet either, and we've got that trial at noon tomorrow.
Well, Silt's got the key, so just lock the door and they know where it's at.
Yeah, no, I'll do that. I'm gonna go lock the door, and then I'm also gonna crawl off to bed.
Same here.
Okay. We will jump back over to Kit and Silt. Did you guys go anywhere specific? Did you just kind of walk around until you cooled off and then made your way to the apartment for the night? Any other conversation you want to have?
We walked around. I'm saying I walked around, cooled off, and then we can head back to the apartment.
Before we do that at a spot, if we were ever not walking, I would ask Kit, hey, can I sing a song for you?
I mean, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna use guidance on, I'm assuming it's a performance check.
Well, the real question is, would Kit care how well she sang the song?
No, not
Okay.
really.
All right.
Well, still make a performance check, actually, now that I think about it.
You know, if it gets too bad, she might like squint her eyes a little bit, but won't say anything.
I was gonna say it's like when you're married and your partner can't really sing that great, and you're like, I like it because I love you, but okay.
I've got a 9. So
With a
there's
9.
some nerves going on. So I'm gonna send a file to you, Max.
It's like an elementary school choir. like that
Look at-
quality. Like it's
Ew.
good. It's good singing. There's just not a whole lot of like formal training behind it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because yeah, I get you. I get you.
Kind a
The
little
words are
nasally is all.
A little easily.
I mean, I was gonna say, I was like, is it the level of caterwauling?
How? Not on a fence.
No,
Let me get up
no,
on a
no
fence.
caterwauling.
Nah. So quieter than that. Okay, then we could, after all that, back to the apartment.
Okay. You two make it back to the apartment. The fire has died out. It is dark. And you can hear Gallon snoring in the bedroom down the hall to the right because she snores and you've been listening to it for months now.
Pearl snort.
Okay, Pearl snoring then.
One of
I
them is
I can
snoring.
snore. I don't care.
They're both snoring. They're both drunk, so they're both snoring.
Yeah. Kit is gonna sit in this chair and she's gonna say, "You can go ahead and go off to bed. I'm gonna be awake for a little bit."
I want to know though what the reaction to the song was like.
Oh,
You.
she's in a very weird mood. So she's kind of a little bit emotionless, but like her eyes are like watery.
Okay.
She's trying to not break down in front of Syl.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll go to bed. Let her have space.
Do you need the privacy to do something specific, Kid, or are you just kind of hanging out?
No, I'm waiting for them all to fall asleep so I can leave
Okay.
quietly.
Takes a little bit, but eventually you hear the soft kitten purrs indicating that Silt has fallen asleep. And go ahead and make a stealth check as you try to sneak out of the apartment.
Okay.
And I will say everybody else make a perception check at disadvantage. Gallon, you wake up and you can hear footsteps out in the common area.
Thanks, Otis.
Odes, you definitely didn't hear her trying to sneak out of the apartment.
I just wanted to roll some dice.
He was supposed to be involved.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's with us in spirit.
But Gallon, you do wake up hearing creaking noises, like somebody sneaking around out in the common area. As you open your eyes and look around, you can see Silt in bed and Pearl in bed.
I am going to quietly get up and kind of peek my head out the door.
Okay.
And see if there's a minotaur.
You look out the door just in time to see Kit close the door behind her. And that's all you saw.
I could tell Kit was upset earlier.
Earlier, yes. Now you have no idea because you just like saw her shoulder as she was shutting the door.
I'm gonna give her space.
Okay, so back to bed with you.
Yep. I'm also weak.
Alright.
So I'm gonna need a long rest to prep for tomorrow.
Yeah. Kit, I will put you back on the world map here. Where are you going?
Directly to where where we last saw the Thronemen.
Okay. So you spend some time making your way up to the Horde. You are standing in front of the Throneman's tent. There are 2 guards outside of the tent, both half-orcs, which is typical. There's always guards.
Yeah.
Other than that, the streets are empty. It is like 3 o'clock in the morning right now. It is very much everybody's asleep.
Do the guards know the situation and do they know who I am?
You have no idea. You've never seen these guards before.
Cool. Perfect. What was the name of the slave girl that served?
I don't know if I gave it to you or not. You wouldn't know, actually.
Okay. Perfect. This is not gonna go my way at all. Well, I am just gonna be straight up honest and say, hey guys, I am the Throneman's niece, and I got a troubling letter the earlier today, and I just need to make sure he's all right.
They just kind of stare at you for a moment and then glance at each other and... Tell me, how is it that a Minotaur is the niece of a half-orc?
Well, I can't really tell you how. I just know that he's
So-
been.
It's been 17 episodes. I will remind you, your uncle was a Minotaur as well, and they just referred to the Throneman as a half-orc.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
I know.
Cool.
It's been like 4 months, so...
Oh, I need to write that down. Hold on.
But we can assure you the Throneman is perfectly fine.
Well, for starters, the Throneman is actually a Minotaur. I know that y'all call him an orc. Secondly, I'm not really ready to leave until I see him.
You can see the Throneman tomorrow as he announces the games of his ascension to the throne. Kit, you would know in the history of the Horde that when you lose the throne, you are no longer the Throneman. You are no longer referred to as the Throneman, not even the prior Throneman. Like, when you die or are removed from office, that's it. Throneman does not apply to you anymore. So speaking of the Throneman, you're referring to the current Throneman.
Okay.
So if you want to back that up a little bit, because you would have known that, go ahead.
Yeah. Did the former Throneman have a name? I cannot recall. I say former. Did he have a name?
You have no idea. He, your entire life, was just the Throneman.
Okay. Well, y'all remember that this Minotaur man, who y'all refer to as an orc, y'all know what you remember him, the big guy, kind of like me. Have you seen him recently today?
No.
Can I tell if they're lying or not?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Far as you can tell, they are not lying.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out all the cards right now. She is gonna fall to the floor and start crying and just say, I just have a note in my hand and I just want to make sure my uncle is okay. Please let me through to see him.
They snatch the note out of your hand. Do you let them take it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one snatches it and looks at it and hands it back to you and goes, the note's accurate.
You know where his body is?
Best guess, per his wishes, he was buried at sea earlier today.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. She's gonna get up and just hang her head down and just slowly start walking back to the apartment, I guess.
Okay. Anything else you want to do on the way or anything?
No.
Okay. So you make your way back to the apartment. Anything else you want to do when you get there, or is it off to bed finally?
No, she's not sleeping. She's just sitting in a corner.
Okay. There is water in the apartment, but that is it. So, if you were going to drink anything,
No,
unless you have
she's not
some
gonna
rum left
drink.
over from in your inventory.
No, she's not doing anything. No drinking, no eating, no sleeping.
Okay. Well, with that, let's see. Put us. So Kit, you will get a short rest with the amount of time remaining.
And I use my own
button.
Song of Rest just for funsies.
I don't think you need to, because that just gives extra healing, and you're
okay.
at full health.
Never
Yeah,
mind
you're,
then.
You're at full health, so basically you just won't get that one spell slot left, but you won't get a level of exhaustion. Is all.
Okay.
Everyone else will get a long rest. Bear with me, I gotta do this individually for all of you.
You can put it at the... You could just say the whole party took a long rest. I already know what spell slot I used. I could just mark it off.
It just takes me 2 seconds to go through and click buttons is all.
Okay.
So, some of you need effects removed. Odessa, you'll still be restrained because you're shackled. That should actually be a grapple, not a restrain.
Can I roll to see if I gathered some arrows from that battle last night?
How many did you shoot? 2?
4.
4? Yeah, roll a d4, and it's whatever you roll, it's going to be d4 minus 1, because that one arrow is shattered.
Yes.
Okay, so you get 3 back.
Cool.
You all wake up. It is roughly 10 o'clock. As each of you wakes up respectively, you'll see Kit sitting out at the, we'll just call it the dining room table. Kit, if you want to describe what they see when they roll out. Silt and Pearl, make sure you guys do your rolls. Or whatever you need to do for morning stuff.
When they come out, they see her hair is all disheveled and like all messy. Her eyes are bright, puffy red, and she's just like still sniffling, but wiping off snot on her tunic.
Okay.
Yeah, not on her fur, because she takes pride in her fur sometimes.
Okay. We'll say Taddy walks out first. He kind of gives you a nod and then sits at the far corner and starts reading through a bunch of papers. Go through your wake up, guys. Whatever you all want to do.
I'm gonna wake up next.
Okay. This is your first day without drinking blood, so you're good. You don't need to roll anything.
I'm waking
I will wake up, go on out. Upon seeing Kit, I'm going to kind of go over to her, sit next to her. And as I'm kind of walking around her, I'm going to be like, hey, like kind of whispered softly, like, I woke up and I heard you leave last night. Is there anything I can get you? Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I make a pretty decent mushroom skewer. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of like pat really quickly on the shoulder and then go and just sit down close to the fire.
Katie?
I will be getting up and going to hang out with these buckets of water.
Those are actually barrels. I did put 4 empty buckets in the apartment for you, though.
Oh, well then I will. I don't know. I'm okay. I'll get a bucket, but I'm just gonna hang out in this room anyway because
Okay.
that's more efficient.
Right. It is 10 o'clock. Trial is at noon. So anything
I'm
you guys
here
want to do in that
I'm here
first
for
hour?
45 minutes.
Okay.
You're in that room for 45 minutes?
I am in this room for 45 minutes. I'm reading. I'm writing in my journal. I'm talking to myself. Well,
So you all kind of take a somber morning approach and kind of each silently do your own thing. After Taddy's been sitting there reading documents for about 15 minutes, he's got a good 20, 30 pages in front of him. He looks up. He goes, Silk, can you hear me all right?
I presume the answer is yes.
Yeah. As
Yep.
long as you're willing to listen to him. So he goes, all right. Well, one of my contacts got me a copy of the notes that I handed over when we did the job. And I will just do this because it's easier and share it in the chat for everybody. But he goes through kind of like explaining what the notes say and the parts that are missing from the notes. Basically, the portion of notes that he collected were detailing the thoughts and ideas leading up to the experiment, but he didn't get the section of the notes on how to actually create the device. There are some notes in there on components of the device, but not on assembling them. And then there's some theoretical notes there about what the device might be capable of doing as well. And he kind of looks up from the notes. He goes, I don't really think any of these will help with Odess today. Unless you guys can see something to do with them.
I'm gonna ask Grand Tempest if he has any opinions on any of that.
He whispered back to you.
Okay. If we've got the time sitting in there, I might go more into depth with that first part of the conversation with him, but like if there's anything noteworthy, then I'll get with you later about that.
Just in regards to the theories, like what it could potentially do to equipment.
Yeah.
He said that
Yeah.
he just talks about how it'd be nice to be able to do those sorts of things.
Okay. Just daydreaming about.
Yeah,
power
that's all
a
it
little
is.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
he
I'll
doesn't know
daydream.
anything specific or realistic. It's just kind of a daydream of
Okay.
the
Yeah,
theories.
we'll back and forth about that.
Yeah. So, all right. I mean, anybody got any ideas? Anything we can do to help Odess out?
I mean, it sounds like our only options are go and do jobs for Gistra in order for her to drop the charges, which means that he would be on probation and have to check in once a week with the Watchers. Or Otis goes into the mines. We possibly pay the fine, not knowing how much that is. Or we share some of his time to cut his time in the mines, or we go into the depths and cut his time in half. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's there's I mean, there's always the chance that the accuser doesn't have a case and nothing will happen too. We really won't know till we get in there.
I'm voting for that option.
you're voting for go to trial?
Yeah.
The mines
How
are
much
not an
proof
option.
do they really have? That is the question.
And Kit spoke up and said the mines are not an option.
I mean, worst case scenario, yeah, doing the jobs if we have to, and if we can split it so he doesn't have to do it all by himself, will be great if that's an option to drop charges eventually. I mean, if we can at least help him and offer to help him get these jobs done to see if there's going to be any reduction whatsoever to whatever arrest they will give him, that will be great. I mean, it's an option, I guess, that we can also throw out there, worst case scenario. Anything we can do to either avoid having any charges whatsoever, and if he does get any charges, whatever we can do for those charges to drop as fast as we can.
Well, let's
Gal's good. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Taddy will speak up, and how about when we get over there? I mean, Kit and Galen, you guys are pretty good at talking. Why don't you talk to Gistra with me, and we'll figure out the details of the deal she offered, and then the two of you can see if you can get in to talk to Otis and see what he wants to do, because, I mean, ultimately it's his trial.
Yeah, I guess that's the best option. Above table, did I hear that right? Kit doesn't want to go down to the mines.
Kit is saying that the mines are not an option for anybody, and whatever she can do, she will not have anybody going to the mines because the mines are not a fun place to work.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'll talk to Gistra first and then figure that out. Sil, do you have anything you want to add?
Still wasn't really paying attention.
The sound of crickets. All right, cool.
Which is funny because you guys have probably 40 or 50 crickets collectively.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So there's just always the sound of crickets.
Before we all get up and leave, Kit is gonna set that note that she received yesterday on the table.
Okay.
And not say anything about it.
Does anybody not look at the note?
Well, first I want to make oh, I mean, I guess she's sitting on the table, so I guess it's okay, but I'm going to kind of like casually reach for it and then like kind of make eye contact and kind of questioning, giving her a look and making sure it's doubly okay.
She's not gonna do anything. She's just staring at the ceiling or at the wall in front of her.
Then I will definitely be reading the note.
Is my time up yet?
For argument's sake, we'll say yeah.
Okay. So I'll come
Or,
out and
you know, you can leave the whip right there and step out and kind of be a part of this for a moment and then go back.
I mean,
I'm gonna get close
Either
to Galen and kind of snoof around the note, like, what is this?
Taddy will take a look as well. The note says, I don't remember what my exact words were last week, but...
I
the gist-
remember because I have it written down.
Okay.
hell yeah.
Would you please read us the note?
I will, and I will do it in a country accent for funsies.
Yes.
It says, your uncle, the throneman, was murdered. and that's all it says.
When I see them reading that note, I'm going to point at it very, very sort of aggressively, just sternly, and I'm going to say, we need to do something about that.
Funny story. I actually went to talk to them last night. And he's already gone and buried somewhere. So, and it looks like that they've already put another throneman in place. I have no information of any kind as to who might have done it. I was gonna go look on his corpse and see if I could figure out what happened, but that looks like it's not an option, so we're kind of shit out of luck.
I'll say quietly.
I'm gonna get close to Kit, give her like a tap on the shoulder and say, once we're done with today's trial, for whatever you need, any help trying to find who's responsible for this, we'll go ahead and make sure that your uncle will get the justice that he needs. I'm sorry that this happened to you.
Galen is going to move closer and ask, like, is it okay if I hug you? And she's gonna have like tears in her eyes.
I would prefer to not be touched right now, but thank you for your kindness.
Okay. Then I'm gonna kind of
Tam,
like
you'll-
nod and kind of like back off and be like,
Yeah.
we're gonna do whatever we can to
Taddy will speak up as well and be like, we also have the Alari to worry about now, no matter what we do.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to take up gameplay, but I'm going to be like, the what?
He'll spend 5 minutes giving you a quick overhaul on the Alari.
Perfect.
So I'm assuming you heard me talking earlier. So.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, just like he'll give you the quick 5-minute description of what they are and what they do, and now they're hunting Pearl, it seems. So.
A little bit of mumbling under my breath.
Well, Silt, are you ready? Should probably
Yeah,
head
I'm
that
gonna.
way.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Not going as myself, so I'm gonna stay a little separate from you guys, just to keep an ace in the hole. All right.
Okay. Taddy will start making his way out the door. Everybody following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, let me get the map. So you all make your way over to the compound. 2 silver for anybody who takes a ferry. Mark that off your sheets.
I got a cape. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah. I'm gonna swim naturally.
Taddy's gonna hire a
I'll
ferry.
take the ferry.
Okay, just mark 2 silver off yourself, Pam. Alright, with
Okay.
that, you will all arrive. Bear with me, I put Otis on there on accident.
This is not the right disguise, but I'm going as the skeletal.
Okay. So the tokens have changed. If you want me to change them again, that's too easy. You just give me a list of which ones you want,
Okay.
and we'll go through that. But you said you were going to follow a ways behind them, right?
Yeah.
So the main group of you arrive at the entrance to the compound. There's some guards. They ask what your business is. Taddy is in the back of the group because this is Taddy, not Godric. So somebody speak up.
We're
We're-
here for the trial.
docket number?
5396.
He checks a piece of parchment that he has. All right. Second building on the right, as soon as you walk in. And he signals, and a little gate opens for you all to walk through. You guys go straight to the building?
Yeah.
Okay. You go over there. Silt, are you doing anything different as you approach, or is it going to be the same for you?
Same.
Okay. So the same thing goes
Yeah,
through.
I'm gonna couch it as like, oh, I hear there's a trial. Sounds
Okay.
fun.
Okay. Not a problem. So let me get you guys all on the right map now. And Kit.
Are the seats going to be completely filled from Kit's lovely song and
you will find
whatever?
out when you get there.
Cool?
So you enter that second building on the right. There is a high elf seated at the desk just in front of you. As you look around the room, you see I gotta make some of them visible. Give me just a second. You see a couple of guards and a couple of randoms. And you would all notice Gistra sitting there waiting as well. The high elf looks up from her paper that she was going over and says, yes, can I help you?
We're here for the trial.
Which trial, dear? We handle multiple a day.
I'm gonna look at Gatling and say, what was the number? 3?
5396.
5396. She starts going over the parchment. All right. And are either of you Taddy or Gallon? Taddy kind of raises his hand.
And then I'll say, yeah, I'm Gallon.
All right. The two of you have been listed as witness speakers. Just know that you will be called to offer testimony should you desire to do so on the accused's behalf. Other than that, please have a seat and wait. They will call for your docket to be brought into the courtroom.
Thank you.
Taddy will kind of sidestep and then get close to Kit and Gallon, well, and Pearl too. Be like, so there's Gistra. Let's go talk to her real quick and figure out details, and then see if we can talk to Odes or not.
Yeah, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Gallon, I need you to do me a favor real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Slap me across the face.
What?
Slap me across the face.
I am going to slap my lovely Minotaur friend across the face.
Okay. With
Thank
a
you.
loud, resounding whack, a moment later, you hear one of the guards from the far side of the room, "Hey! Knock off the grab ass! None of that here!"
Excuse you, sir. I'm going through something and I need to get my head in the game.
Then go do it somewhere else.
So mean to me.
And he pops back up into his guard position.
Okay, we can continue.
Still, you had walked in.
Like, okay. Oh yeah, you're right, Stelt. My bad.
Is it the same deal with the?
Yeah, yes, dearie, can I help you?
Well, it was suggested to me that I should come witness this trial 5396. Is there anything else interesting going on?
Nothing of peculiar interest. A lot of accusers, a lot of drunken disorderlies, and fights. Nothing major today. You're welcome to sit in the courtroom and observe all day, though, if you wish.
Where's the best seat?
Wherever you want. I personally prefer to sit kind of in the middle, but I have exceptionally good hearing. Sitting towards the front, if you're not as good as hearing, may be better for you.
I'm going to scoff at her because I am clearly disguised as a fancy-ass elf with elf ears. And I will go sit over here.
They'll call your docket in a moment, dear.
I'll wave my hand as I walk away. Dismissively.
As the rest of you approach Gistra, she looks up and takes notice of Taddy. Ah, you again. Yes, my partners and I had a few questions for you, if you wouldn't mind. And he kind of like nudges you, Galen, and puts his hand out to get, kind of like beckoning for, hey, it's you're up. I'm putting you two on the spot because Mike's not here, and I don't want to say anything that would be out of character for him. So
Yeah, no, of course, no problem. And I say, yeah. So my friend here told me, about everything that happens. I'm sorry to hear that something of yours got stolen. But in regards to this, what sort of deal were you thinking of?
well, a typical offering, as through the trial process here on Haven, is favors in exchange for criminal charges. You know, if you don't want to go through the process, if you don't want to risk a guilty verdict and be sent to the mines, you have the option to perform services for the accuser in exchange for the charges being dropped.
So, if we agreed to such a deal, you would drop the charges. Jess would be able to come back with us, and we would do jobs for you.
Yes, he'd be released immediately, and, you know, he'd have to check in here at the compound once a week to ensure he hasn't fled and is performing his duties. But I think 8 jobs would be sufficient to cover the expenses of my losses.
8 jobs would be sufficient. Is that over a particular time period?
That would be up to the court to decide. Usually they designate a period of time sufficient to cover the jobs with time in between in case there are no jobs that need done. But if I haven't come to you with jobs needing done in that amount of time that the court determines, then he would be free and clear of all favors. So above table, what that means is if you agreed to this deal, there would be 8 jobs you'd have to perform for her in exchange for the charges dropped. And the court would determine an amount of time. And in that amount of time, you either have to do those 8 jobs, or if that time elapses and you haven't done 8 jobs, you're not required to complete anymore. And during whatever the amount of time set is, Odess would have to check in with the watch once a week, kind of like probation.
Within that set amount of time.
Within that amount of time. As soon as that time elapses, no more check-ins, no more jobs, regardless of how many have been completed.
So I'm going to be honest with you.
Please do.
Respectfully. I was with Otis that day. I don't want to discount your experience, but frankly, I don't think you have anything on him. That being said, this is not an ideal criminal system we're working with here. And I'm going to kind of look around at my group and look at Kit, look at Patty, look back at Pearl, and kind of like give that questioning glance of like, what do you guys think?
I'm gonna second that, and again, just like my friend here has said, no disrespect, but we don't believe you have enough proof to even have a case to begin with.
Look, I know what I saw, and I provided everything I saw to the watch. They're the ones who made the arrest. I'm just here to re-provide what I saw, and they will determine. If you believe, if you know truly that it wasn't him, you should have nothing to worry about walking into this courtroom. But that isn't for me to decide. That's for the court to decide. All I have is the information that I witnessed that night.
And then I'm for sure gonna like kind of nod at that and then look back at Kit and see if Kit has anything to say specifically.
Well, I do not want him to go into the mines because that place is not for the faint of heart. I would know. But I really don't believe that you saw what you did see.
I hate making above table. I hate making big decisions. This is Silp's area of expertise.
I won't argue any further, but I will show you what I saw. And she kind of like does a little finger thing with her hand. Kit and Gallon, you would recognize it as a minor illusion spell. And she casts minor illusion, and kind of floating above her hand is the image of Odessa's face. Actually, it's a full body image. It's just like miniaturized. But this is the individual I witnessed crashing out of my shop window the night that I was vandalized and robbed. I don't know if this is your friend. I don't even know if this is the person they arrested. But this is exactly what I showed the watch. And she kind of like stops the spell and it disappears in a wisp of smoke. As I said, I don't mean to argue with you. I just want wrongs to be righted and to be compensated for my loss from the appropriate offender. If that wasn't your friend, I apologize for the inconvenience. But if it was, I need to be compensated. You have my offer. I'm sure if you went and asked, they would let you take the offer to your friend to see if he wants to accept it or not. And if not, we have a short amount of time to wait before the court will make the decision for us.
Mr. DM, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I do command on her?
If you really want to.
Yeah, I want to use command. And my one word is going to be erase.
So, new to spellcasting, I will remind
Wait,
you
can
that
I try and stop her?
that command has a verbal component, so you have to speak an incantation out loud for everybody to hear as you cast that spell.
I'm just saying erase. It could be anything. It could be a code. It could be anything.
Well,
Can I look over at Pearl and be like, no?
Erase is the
Somebody
command.
just got punched right now and slapped on the face. I mean, we're already the weirdos around here. Like,
So Pam,
Can I slap her in the face?
hold on. Let me explain this to you, Pam. So the way the verbal component works, that's the incantation to cast the spell. With command or suggestion, after you say the incantation and have casted the spell, then you would give the command. So you're not just saying erase, you're saying like ooga booga, and then telling her erase.
yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
No, but hold on. You can do that. That's your free will. But we are in a place surrounded by watchers, not in our normal terrain, and we are literally in the courtroom. I don't know if this is illegal or not.
You do know that one of the charges against Odess is magical spell against an unwilling person.
Right.
So
I'm just gonna
you
look
do
at
know
Pearl.
that casting a spell on somebody is illegal if they don't agree to having it cast upon them.
Right. I want to.
You know what? Okay. I don't want us to get all arrested. Never mind. It's a good
Okay.
idea.
Okay. So okay, I'll look at just I'll be like, okay, it's technically not our decision to make. It would be his Odessa's choice to make the deal. Let's go see if we can talk to him, and then we'll come back and we'll let you know.
Very well.
and then I'm gonna nod, thank her for her time, and then see if I go to the guards over there.
You don't know. Taddy doesn't know. Teddy's. I'm gonna sit with Pearl. You two seem to have it.
You're actually very spot on for what I think how Taddy would respond.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's
Okay.
let's just go talk to the Watchers.
Yeah.
That might be their best bet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go talk to the Watchers and ask like, I'm one of the witnesses that Odess has called on behalf of him. I need to talk to him in regards to some things that might change the outcome of his case.
Are you listed as a witness on his case?
Yes.
Then you will be allowed to speak with him prior to trial. Exit the building, go around back. You'll find a guard present to take you down to his cell.
Awesome. Thank you kindly. And I'm gonna go do that.
Before you do, I'm going to reiterate to Gallon that the mine is a very rough place, and because I'm pretty sure he's gonna get caught in Kit's mind. If he gets sentenced to the mine, I can't do anything to get him out of it. So just tell him that this deal might be his best option, because if he gets caught, he's shit out of luck in the
And
nicest way.
I'm gonna kind of whisper like we wouldn't go into the mines with him.
No, because it was his doing.
So Taddy had explained the night before that you would have an option to share his conviction with him.
Well,
So,
Kit
like-
won't go back into the mine, but
So, like, if he got sentenced to a year in the mine and all 6 of you agreed to share the time, you would all do 2 months. But if you all agreed to share the time in the depths of the mine, then it would only be 1 month for all 6 of you, as opposed to 6 months for him.
still, regardless of that, Kit will not go back into those mines, and so she will still say that.
Okay, Kit. I'll let him know.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
So
I'm gonna
Gallon,
recognize that she has worked in the mines before. Clearly that's some history there. And I think we've got enough problems on surface that we got to deal with. So I will explain the situation to Odess, and then it's up to him to make that decision.
so you go around back of the building, Gallon, and you see 2 knights standing there in full armor with greatswords.
And then I'm
What are
gonna.
you doing back here?
I'm here to talk to Odess Watts. I'm one of the witnesses in his trial.
You want to go over there, and he points to a little door on one of the wall barriers with 2 guards standing in front of it. But you walk over there, and the guard asks your name, verifies that you are on the witness list, and then one of them takes you down to the prison to speak to Odess. You do have to leave all of your weapons in the entry area as you do so. So here you are standing in the prison outside the gate, weaponless, and the guard says, "You've got 2 minutes, then I gotta take you out." And he kind of he gives you enough space to where you can have a conversation quietly without him hearing, but he can still see everything that you guys are doing.
Okay.
Brad, are you still here? Because she's about to talk to you.
Oh, is he muted?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure. I know it's been a long episode for you. I'm sorry, bud. But Gallon's here now.
No. I've been taking notes, fool.
Okay. But Gallon, you're there. You can see Odess chained to the wall, awake, finishing up the meager breakfast he was given, which is basically just a little bit of porridge and a flagon of water.
I'm gonna approach and say, "Hi, Odess. Boy, have you missed a lot."
Otis is gonna look up with a little bit of porridge still in his mouth and kind of like spit the porridge out a little bit. He's gonna try to run to the cage.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Hold on. I got too many screens open right now.
You and me both, brother.
Well, come on, computer. There we go. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please. You are not able to catch yourself as you had forgotten that you are ankle shackled to the ground and fall flat on your face at the farthest reach, which is right there.
He's just gonna be like, oh, as he hits the ground.
Oh shit. Oh, Otis, just stay there. Just stay there. Don't rush
He's
yourself.
gonna look up.
Walk around the corner so you're a little bit closer to him.
Yeah. I'll kind of like rush over there as he's.
He's just gonna look up and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad to see you."
Me too. Me too. Glad to see they haven't treated you too horribly as I kind of like scan him over.
He looks all right. A little tired and worn from a night in jail without an actual meal, but he looks healthy otherwise.
Is there any guards around right now?
There is one guard at like the reach of earshot. So if you guys whisper, he won't be able to hear you. You think, but he can definitely see you guys.
Okay, that's cool. We'll hold off on that then. But yeah, so what's going on? Any news or what's up?
Yeah. So first few things just to keep in mind.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Are you talking normally? Are you whispering?
Whispering.
Okay.
Yeah, this is whispering, kind of keeping it low.
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because that guard is right there.
I'm just speaking up because I'm doing Discord on my phone tonight since I don't have Brad's laptop and he's got it's anyways. Yeah, so I'll whisper to him and saying like, well, first things first, I don't know if Taddy has expressed to you the deal that Justra laid out in your terms of possible semi-freedom. Above table, I'm pretty sure Taddy came to you after on his way back to the Rusty Anchor and told you the deal with Justra.
Yes. So, above table, real quick, DM, are we going off of what I told you, or are we going off of the newfound information that we were discussing today?
You are going off of what you know in-game. So the last thing heard was from Taddy saying work for her in exchange for getting the charges dropped. You can take the clarification you and I covered one-on-one tonight into account, though. Because that was just a miscommunication last week.
Yeah. Okay.
But you don't know the details of the jobs or how many or anything yet. Because you haven't heard that information.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I'm going to look at Gallon and... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm gonna look at Gallon and be like, the last word I got was 10,000 gold or do some jobs for her in exchange for dropping the charges.
Yeah, so it would be 8 jobs in order for her to be satisfied. In regards to that, there isn't really a time crunch because we won't know that until we make the deal and then the court divvies it out to you to let you know like how many jobs.
What do you mean time crunch?
Like you get a time limit on how, like if she has 8 jobs for you, you have 6 months or a year. You know, they divvy out how much time you get in order to finish those jobs. If she doesn't have those jobs for you and those 6 months are up, for example, then you're free to go. No check-ins required. But if you do take this deal, you have to check in once a week with the Watchers to make sure you're like on probation.
With that news, he's gonna grumble and kind of spit on the floor in the direction of where the guard's at.
The other option is you go to trial. You could possibly get off scot-free. But Jistra did a little magic thing, projection illusion spell, that showed what she saw that night.
Well, what did she see?
I mean, above table, I'll be honest, I don't really remember, so I'm sorry. What was it again?
She would relay that it was a spitting image of you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I was listening. I don't think you ever clarified what she showed.
I thought I did. No, she created a minor illusion of you, kind of like standing in the palm of her hand, like full detail down to your armor and equipment that she saw.
Based on that, it looks pretty bad. So if you get convicted, they would give you a sentence time for you to work down in the mines. However long that is, we as your friends can help you to kind of cut that time in half. Even if you go down to the depths, where apparently there's a monster that likes to eat people, so it's particularly dangerous. Those are your options. Before you make a decision, I have been expressly asked by Kit to impart to you how risky the mines are. And I can basically guarantee that if you go down there, she will not follow. She seemed
There's
adamant.
no expectation for her to follow. This has nothing to do with her.
No, I get that. This is your decision to make. You should also know that the Order of Alari is hunting for Pearl.
Make a
fuck is that?
Make a history check, Otis.
If it wants to drag my dice.
You
10 again.
To you, it's kind of like a folklore thing. You've heard stories of them. You've never actually seen or heard any first-hand accounts of them in action. But you are aware very generally, like more generally than what Taddy knows about them. So you know monster hunters, but to you up to this point, you thought it was just like a folk legend. Like a don't be a monster or they'll come after you kind of thing.
Like one of those big bad wolf stories that you can tell a kid?
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of thing. Alright. He's going to grumble again and he's going to look at Goblin and say, well, sounds like Pearl's getting herself into some shit again. But that's Pearl for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was there. It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool that they came after her. I mean, I know Pearl's got some issues, but like, she's trying to survive just like the rest of us.
Gotcha.
And then, the other thing that you missed is that Kit's uncle is apparently the Throneman, and he was murdered. So we also kind of need to solve that crime.
He'll let out a deep sigh. Kind of.
The guard will speak up from the far end of the prison. Go, all right, time's up, and start kind of making his way over to you to escort you out. So you've got like 15 seconds.
Those are your options.
I will tell. Okay, hold on and listen. Just listen. Hey, tell Jistra that I'm willing to take her deal, but her and I need to talk first.
Okay. I'm going to quickly nod and then I guess be escorted out.
Okay. Yep. You will be escorted back out, and I'm assuming you make your way back into the waiting area?
Yeah.
Okay. So you re-enter, the elf looks up at you and kind of nods and then goes back to her paperwork.
I go straight to Jistra, and I will whisper to her, he's willing to take your deal, but he wants to talk to you first.
So be it. She will get up and walk out of the room. Odess, you will wait a few minutes, and then Gister will be escorted in. You wanted to speak to me before you accept the deal.
Yes. Again, where's the guard at again? I'm assuming guard's in here.
Yeah, I'll put a bubble up. He's over by the door. He's like over here.
Hold on, I gotta zoom out some.
Up
Okay.
and to the right a little bit.
So I'm gonna look at Gistra and be like, I was hoping to speak with you in private, and kind of nod at the guard.
Just keep your voice down. He's far enough away. What do you want to speak to me about?
So it appears you have a deal for me, huh?
I think 8 favors in exchange for
job.
my losses. Considering that I can see now you are clearly the one I saw coming out of my shop that night.
Well, what I can tell you is whatever you saw, whatever you think you saw, I didn't take it. Whatever it was. I don't even know what the fuck got taken. Pardon my language.
No, but you were there.
But it's not exactly comfortable down here.
Clearly. I don't know if you
Well,
were the one
your
that took it or
accusation-
not.
Okay.
But
Besides
you
the
were
point.
there. You were party to the issue, and I've given detailed descriptions, and she'll hold up her hand and do the minor illusion again, and it'll flash between the other 2 individuals she witnessed, which were the disguises that Silt and Tatty were that night. And so you'll recognize them. One is an old human, and I believe the other one is a young gnome, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong on that, but that's me as the DM being wrong on that, not her being wrong on it. But you'll recognize the shapes as what they were disguised as. Be like, you may not have taken it, but I have descriptions. I saw all 3 of you. Hell, I saw more than you, but these were the only 3 that I got good looks at, and she'll make the illusion go away. You're just the one they caught. I don't know. If you want to go to court and argue that you didn't take it, that may be fine, but clearly you were in my shop that night. So some of the charges will stand.
Okay. Whatever you say. Here's my counteroffer to your deal. I will do your job for you. But I am not dealing with the Watchers. If you want me to check in, I'll check in with you or somebody that you designate, but I am not dealing with the Watchers.
Darling, that's not
And
up
I
to me.
give you my word, hold on, that if I don't check in, I will turn myself in.
Darling, that's not
I'm
up
not
to
dealing
me.
with them.
That is an order imposed by the Watchers in deals such as these. If you're not willing to do it, then we will have to go to the trial.
Unless we come up with a deal outside of that.
That is their rule, not mine. Well, you see, the thing is with these deals is I won't follow through with the jobs in exchange for dropping charges unless it's filed legally, so that I can still be compensated in the event that you take off. And the only way to do that is you'll have to check in with them on a weekly basis. I can understand your distaste in wanting to deal with them, but it's as simple as coming up to the gate, stating your name and that you're still present, and then turning and walking away.
Fine.
But
I will remember this.
As will I. I'll inform the clerk. I'll see you again in a moment. And she turns and...
Make sure you get a paper copy. As she walks out, I'm going to be like, you better make sure I get a copy of every deal that is made.
You will. We'll still have to go in front of the courts. And she exits the prison. The rest of you, few minutes goes by, you'll see her re-enter and come over. Just Galen, you've sat down in that row in front of Pearl and Taddy. But Jistril sit back down where she was and kind of look over at you. We have a deal. It just needs to be finalized. She did stop and talk to the clerk prior to coming and sitting down, who writes up some paperwork and then takes it in through these doors here. Coming
Did I
back a
hear
few...
what
Go ahead.
Did I hear what she said to the clerk?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Nope.
Nope, sure didn't. But the elf will go through those doors, gone for a couple of minutes, and then come back and sit back down. Anything anybody wants to do while you guys are all waiting for the docket number to get called?
I'm gonna ask Galen how did he looked? How did he seem?
Well, he's been a rough night in jail. Tired. They fed him rotten looking porridge. But I think he's ready to get out of here. And I kind of looked at Kit and said he's quietly gonna say he's gonna take Jistra's deal, it looks like. So you don't have to worry about the mines.
It's not that I wouldn't. It's not that I worry about the mines. It's that I worry about what it will do to all of you.
And then I nod and say, like, no, I trust you. Seems like you have experience down there. I have no idea what's in the mines, so I'm gonna take you at your word, and you're just looking out for us.
She's gonna nod in response. Can Kit cast a message to Silt?
I mean, you can no matter what. If you're trying to do it sneakily, it does have a verbal, somatic, and material component. So.
Yeah, I have both of those.
Okay.
You trying to do it sneakily?
Yeah.
Okay. Make
Do
a
I know?
stealth check.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. So you kind of like bow your head and whisper the incantation under your breath as you pull out the piece of copper wire and do some hand motions to cast the spell. Upon completion of the spell, you kind of turn and point your finger at Silt as your spell goes off, and you can message her.
Perfect. I'm gonna relay that Odess decided to take the deal with Jistra. Because I don't know if she heard any of the conversation.
Okay.
And
I
just
don't
say
think
we
so.
really have nothing to worry about, I guess, in a way.
I'll just whisper back. Okay.
Cool.
A little bit of time passes, and the docket number is called as the guards open the door, allowing all of you to enter the courtroom. So go ahead and move yourselves to wherever you want to sit.
The waiting room.
Yeah, you're in the waiting room right now, and then behind those two guards is the actual courtroom.
Who do I want to sit next to?
Silt, as you enter the courtroom, you will notice standing in the corner a young human male that you recognize.
Is he on the map here?
Yeah,
This
he's
guy?
bottom right corner of the courtroom. You'll
Okay.
you should recognize the name.
I don't.
Look under your notes.
Okay.
A few moments later, Odess is escorted in by a couple of guards and shackled to the wall. You would all recognize the Lord Marshal standing or sitting at the head of the table as well. And he kind of like taps a gavel looking thing on the table. Docket 5396. I've received information of an out-of-trial settlement. And he kind of looks over at you, Odess. He goes, it says here that you've agreed to 8 service favors to the accuser in exchange for dropping of the charges. Do you agree to these terms?
Yes.
All right. Kind of looks over some papers and... All right. The court determines a duration of 6 months probation, during which time you will complete up to 8 tasks. Upon completion of the 8 tasks or the elapsement of the 6 months, you will no longer be required for check-ins. Check-ins will be weekly on Friday at the main gate. Simply approach whatever guard is on duty, state your name and that you are there for a check-in in relation to your docket number, and you will be on your way. Documentation will be filed in relation to the jobs. Signatures of completions are required by the accuser, the accusee, and a watch member, which means when you complete a job, she will provide you a written document stating what the job entails. You will complete it, come straight to the compound first, showing completion of the job. You'll receive a signature by the watch, which will be recorded, and then you will take the completion to the accuser, where she will then sign the document. Do you understand?
That's a whole lot of information, but above table, I'll get that from you later.
Above table,
yes, I do understand.
whenever she has a job for you, she will give you a piece of paper that says what the job is, with details. And when you complete the job, you go to the compound, have whatever guard on duty verify that the job is completed. There'll be some form of proof you need to provide from the job. They will sign that, and then you will take it to Gistra to wrap up the job, and she will sign it, and then you keep the paperwork. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've got the basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That way she
I have
can't say
basic
you
stuff.
coerced her to sign off on jobs being done and all that fun stuff. All right. Resolution is met. You are immediately released. Do not miss a check-in, or it'll be straight to the mines for a term of 5 years. Do you understand?
Yes. Well, wait, hold on. Yes,
Go ahead.
I understand, but this is no charges filed. So, term of 5 years would insinuate a guilty plea. This is a deal that I've been doing through them. Therefore, there would be another hearing prior to that.
The term of 5 years would be for violation of the probationary order. If you fail to check in, you are in violation of probation, which carries a sentence of 5 years in the mines.
Okie dokie.
Is
Right.
that with option of if he works in the mines with friends? Does that apply?
Yeah, no, that applies under every circumstance. You can receive a copy of this hearing and all orders from the scribe. It may take him a couple
Does
minutes.
that
to
include
make
all
a
evidence
copy.
that was brought forth allegedly for this
No,
arrest?
The copy of the paperwork will basically just be the docket number and then the resolution of that docket. So the agreement between both parties and what's going to happen moving forward.
Okay. He is going to throw a request in there for whatever evidence was found and submitted.
You
prior
can
to
file
this-
you
this
can file
hearing
that
being
request
turned
with the
over to him.
clerk. You can file that request with the clerk on your way out. But he gestures to the scribe in the corner, which is Sakasi there. He goes, you can stand by him. He'll give you a copy of everything here in just a moment. Go ahead and unshackle the prisoner. The guard will step over and undo your shackle. And you are free to go. The
And
Lord
the matter of my property being returned.
Yeah. After you get your copy of the paperwork, step out back with the guards. They'll have it, and then you can leave.
Okay.
I'm not going to narrate all that. Just go ahead and put it all back on. They return it to you.
Okie doke.
Nothing is missing out of it. The Lord Marshal will then stand up and request that everybody leave the courtroom. Locking eyes with you, Galen, and Pearl and Kit, go, if you three would please remain, I need to have a word with you.
Sure.
Alright.
Totally fine, I guess.
Don't see how we have anything to do with
Is
it,
he,
but
is he talking to Otis also?
Well, you're going to be waiting for your paperwork, so you'll
Okay,
stay as well.
Cool.
I'm not going to go through and click off all these tokens because it's going to fucking take forever. Taddy does step out, though. Silt, what do you do?
That's a great fucking question. I think I'm just gonna. Well, how long has it been?
So the real question is, the disguise you're using, is it the same one you used when you guys spoke to him? Because I don't remember.
I was Silt when I spoke to him.
Okay. So then you would be asked to leave the courtroom unless you want to change yourself so he recognizes you.
Yeah, I'm just actually gonna sit there with like my legs crossed like I'm hot shit as the scalpel.
Okay.
Because I think I mentioned that name to him. Pretty sure. As Silt.
I think so, yeah. Okay. So everybody else leaves the courtroom. He steps around in front of the table and hollers back to you. The only one still in the courtroom at this point is your group, the Lord Marshal, and Sakasi, the scribe. But he hollers back to you. He's like, I need you to clear the courtroom, please. I need to have a private word with these three.
I'll stand up and I'll say, I believe I might be part of this conversation too. These are my employees.
And your name?
I'm known as the Scalpel.
Come forward, then. You're actually the one I need to speak with. Odess, you'll get the paperwork, and then the scribe will exit out the back.
Okay.
He'll kind of look at all of you and be like, well, based on what I read on the evidence report, I'm glad you took that deal, because it would have been mine time for you. But we have another issue to discuss. How did your job go? He kind of stands there with crossed arms. Not looking impatient, but you can tell he's got a lot of things to do, and he's just trying to get through this since you're here.
I'm gonna say to
Otis is gonna stare at him with a displeased look on his face.
well, these four hired a couple of, I don't know who the hell they were. They were old friends or something, and they tell me they they planted the stones you gave and didn't see anything particularly out of sorts.
So there was no behavior leading to him being against Haven or thievery of goods.
From what they've told me, he is an old man that is ready to retire in a little while, and is excited to do that.
Understood. Well, we were able to recover the goods that I gave you to plant. Everything seemed to go according to plan, and if you have nothing to report, then I feel we have a job well done. And he
So
kind of
that's-
reaches back to his belt and pulls out 6 slips of paper, handing them to you, Silt. Here are your writs of passage. As agreed upon completion of the job, these will get you in and out of the marketplace. All those writs are in the party sheet, so you can each transfer one to your inventory.
And I will say to him, if you have any need of me, and I'll look at the 4 of them in disdain and mock disgust. I'm not really disgusted with you guys, but I'm pretending to be. And I'll say, if you ever need to get a hold of me or need anything, you can find me through my right hand, named Silt. I believe you've met. She has an apartment above the Rusty Anchor.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. And dear Odess, do know I read the report on the things you were saying when you were arrested. Just know that I can't protect you unless it's in relation to a job that I hired you to do. Anything you do on your own, if you get caught, you're on your own, and sentencing will be carried out swiftly and according to the rule of the law. But if you're doing a job for me and get caught, there may be some wiggle room. I'll be sure to send a messenger if I have any more work for you, though, Scalpel.
I'll nod like I'm one of his kind at him.
Okay.
And I will, I guess, go.
Good day, all of you. And he steps back to the door. You hear him say, okay, bring everybody back in. Let's get this all over with. And sits back down. What are you guys doing? We got 3 minutes left here, so.
I'm going to walk around the building, see if I can find the scribe. And if anybody's trying to follow me and I see them, I'm gonna tell them to fuck off. I mean, not like that, but just like, go away. Got something to do.
I'm
Okay.
so pissed. I've been sitting here talking the whole time. It was muted and didn't realize it. God
Oh
damn it.
no!
No. I just thought Otis was like
Dumb.
doing.
Well, with 2 minutes left,
No.
Brad, I'm sorry, but we're not going to retcon. You can yell at me over Facebook before next week.
Oh no. I'll just do it real quick. He's gonna, if I can get my computer's not working that great. He's gonna walk up to the table to the Lord Marshal.
Okay.
And just kind of say under his breath, with a smile on his face, if you ever threaten me with arrest again, I'll burn your fucking house down around you. And he's gonna turn and walk away.
If I heard him say that, I would just look at the Lord Marshal, shrug like, I they work for me, but I can't control them.
You just see the Lord Marshal sitting there with like a shit-eating grin on his face. And he gives you a little nod.
That's
but
all I
still,
got.
you do leave. I'm assuming everybody follows you out, and then
Yeah.
you tell them to fuck off for 5 minutes.
I say it nicely though. I'm just
Yeah.
really tired. So
Yeah, I know. But you do find Sakasi behind the building, kind of smoking a pipe and looking over some of his notes. He does look up and notice you as you approach.
Is there anybody around like the corner before I turn?
He's the only one in the immediate vicinity. There are 2 guards on a door against the outer wall, but that's like 50, 60 feet away.
Okay, before I
you've
get
got some
to
distance.
him, then I'm gonna change back to me.
Okay. So like around the corner where
Yeah.
you're hidden. Okay.
Yep.
So all you do on the combat, I'll do it for you this time, but on the combat tracker under effects, you just remove the disguise effect like that.
Double click it. Okay.
Yep. And you go back to normal. But you come around the corner and he looks up and sees you and just kind of like jaw drops. I thought you were dead. I haven't seen you in forever.
Yep. Ran into some snags.
Well, snags do happen. How have you been? Do you need something? Is that why you're here?
No, I don't need anything yet, Sakasi, but I did want to I saw you there. Unrelated business, and I just wanted to let you know that I am still around.
No, I'm still around too, still working at the academy. They just tasked me out here to be the scribe for the day and take notes for the academy's records.
Going okay?
And it's just another day of trying to learn everything the academy has to offer.
Mm-hmm. Say, well, I've got you here. I just got a minute, but is there a young male minotaur named Alfie, I think, at the
Alfie.
academy?
I know there's a couple of minotaurs at the academy currently. I don't know any of them by name, unfortunately. They're all younglings in the mandatory classes, so I don't interact with those, unfortunately. But I can look into it and get back to you.
They seem like they're doing okay?
Yeah, I mean, the ones that are there, some of them struggle with the learning, of course, but you know, I think 2 of them are doing pretty good and might be offered full scholarships.
Okay.
I use the term scholarships loosely. I think I explained how the academy works to you guys. Where it's like a mandatory to attend for 2 years, and then if you show promise in learning and particular skills, then you're kept at the academy and taught to develop those skills. So basically he's saying 2 of them look like they're gonna stay at the academy, and the other 3, they're doing okay, but it's hit or miss.
Okay. Well, I don't need any details right now, but I might come visit you
Okay.
sometime.
Well, yeah, you know where and how to find me, just like we used to. Nothing's changed there.
Sure.
I gotta
Good
get
deal.
back in though. Is there anything else you need?
Not a thing. You look like you're doing really well, so
Oh, thanks. You look pretty good yourself, so
thanks. I'll see you
Alright.
around, man.
yeah, take it easy. And he goes back inside the building. But we are gonna cut it there. I'm assuming you're gonna go catch up with the rest of the group.
Yep.
Okay, so we are gonna cut it there for the night, as you catch up to the group, and let you guys take it off on your way to wherever y'all are going next week. So, thanks everybody who came to watch the stream. Make sure you tune in next Friday for the next episode of Fitz's Fuckers, and we'll see you back here next Sunday for the next episode of Waters of the Deep. Have a good night.